Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boy Cal. Cal, say what's up.
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, today me and Cal were discussing who does he consider, because he's our resident Superman expert, and we like to say Dr. Superman himself. Who does he consider to be the best actress or animated character who played Lois Lane? And I'm gonna hit it over to Cal. Cal, what is your take on it?
Okay, I'm gonna do this two ways. One, who is the best, and who's my favorite in that order. Who is the best? Without a doubt, Margot Kidder. That was the best Lois Lane. She
No
understood that
way.
character. Hey,
Oh,
I'm the resident expert. I am, as you just named me, Dr. Superman. So get behind me. Margot Kidder understood the appeal of Lois Lane. She understood that. And my personal favorite, Terry Hatcher, who was the prettiest Lois Lane, hands down. Best looking Lois Lane, hands down. So it was very easy to get into Terry Hatcher's portrayal because, hey, she was so pretty. It was just like, hey, just pleasure looking at her.
oh my goodness. Well, I like the one who played in Smallville. She was also pretty. So
Erica Durance,
that's Erica Durance.
I could not get in. She was always throwing me off because I think she was older than everybody else.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I saw it because I'm looking at Tom Welling and Kirsten Krug, with the exception Michael Rosenbaum was supposed to be older, so his character was supposed to be older. So I wasn't, too taken with that. But Lois Lane is coming over there, and I'm like, man, she looks like I could see it too because where everybody else still looked pretty much, they're in their 20s and they're playing like high school students. They're older, but
Right.
she had the wrinkles and such. Where I was like, this chick is older. So I just could not get into it at the end of the day. Hey, without a doubt, attractive woman, without a doubt, not knocking her for that. It was just I could see the age difference. That was me. I was very apparent to me.
But she played Lois Lane in Smallville for quite some time. It's not probably one of the longest runs, right? I would say.
Mhm. I don't know. I don't know if can we see. Can I give her the longest run? Oh, let's see. What she? Hmm. Hmm. Maybe. Well, maybe I think in animation, Dana Delaney might have her there. But she spends a good amount of time as Lois Lane. But what Margot Kidder understood about the character is that Lois Lane is Superman's connection to humanity. And that's where a lot of these other guys don't get it. They want to show Lois Lane as, oh, she's competent and she's brash and, she's a go getter and she's a firecracker and she's a ball buster and all this other type of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that is a portion of her character. However, all of that stuff softens and goes out the window when she meets Superman because Lois Lane is a silica character because she's met people and her thing is like people are not good. That's their default. So she's cynical and she expects people to do things that aren't good. And even in her pursuit of, news, truth, if you will, that's also been her experience. Superman bucks that because this is a guy with all the power in the world and he's good. And she knows it. That's what she's so taken with at the end of the day. He's so genuine. His his morality is above reproach. Okay, he doesn't need a moral compass. Okay, and what's more, he actually likes her. Okay, so that's incredible. That's got to be incredibly flattering to say the least. And we get the ball rolling from there. And so that's how he's able to connect because he has this genuine affection, genuine love for Lois Lane, and Lois Lane is completely taken not with his abilities. Okay, of course he's tall, he's handsome, he's got all these abilities, but his goodness, because this is something she hasn't encountered, and that's what truly sweeps her off her feet. Margot Kidder, portrays that because when you look at her, she's head over heels for this guy. Okay, she's totally in love with him. She wears it on her face, she's on her sleeve, and this is this, tough as nails reporter. Okay, career woman, everything that you want to say, and she's just melting in front of him because she's so in love with him. They took that out of the character because now if a woman shows that she's really into a guy, oh, she's lost her power. So half the time they have her acting like a really spoiled bitch. Most of the time, when I see these portrayals of Lois Lane, but Margot Kidder understood that there was a great vulnerable quality to Lois Lane when Superman is around. Okay, when Superman is around, that's when it's vulnerable, it's feminine, it's great. It's great the way that she portrayed it. They lost a lot of that because they don't want to show, they don't want to show, actually most none of the female characters that I see now, they don't want to show any of them as vulnerable. You know, they don't want to show any of them as uh, needing help or anything other than independent, totally self-sufficient, especially if it means they're going to need help from a guy. God forbid they'll need help from a man. So those are things that are totally out the window. However, and this is still to this day, historically, and to this day, Lois Lane is a character who needs help from a man, and not just any man, a Superman. So there's a very little that you can do about it.
Interesting. So, I mean, just looking the interwebs, they're saying that Terry Hatcher played in Lois and Clark 87 episodes, whereas Noelle Neal played in The Adventures of Superman from 53 to 58. She played in 78 episodes. For some odd reason, they're saying she did more episodes, which I don't know. It doesn't seem to.
No, she may have, as opposed to a who.
Oh, because she also did movies too, right?
Right. She did Superman and the Mole Men, and Superman versus Atom Man. So she also has those issues right
Okay.
there.
So I guess
And
then
then yeah, then you come over
you
there.
did
Then
all
you
that
have
stuff.
Terry Hatcher, Dana Delaney. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, also one of my favorites was also Dana Delany. I thought she did a very good animated Lois Lane. You know, uh, she kind of definitely look. For, as far as I'm concerned, Margot Kidder was not one of my favorites at all. Not even in the top five, right?
I
But
know, just not attractive enough for you. I get it.
I just felt now she played tough as nails, someone who can actually eat nails. And I was like, nah, I don't think this is
If
who
if
I
you
remember seeing.
if
But
you
just
watch if you watch Superman the movie again, and you watch that initial meeting between the two of them, that is the big difference between her portrayal. That's the big difference between her portrayal and just about everyone else's. Very similar to Christopher Reeve's portrayal and everyone else's. And then if you go back to Action Comics 1 and you look at Lois Lane's, like, I mean, again, the whole time we see her, she's not too much different, then as the way they want to portray her now. She's very confident, you know, tough, all the stuff that you want to say. And when Superman comes to rescue her, she's like a little girl. She's like, oh my goodness, what's going on. She's totally infatuated with him, totally taken by him. And that is the big difference, because Superman is so good. He is so good that she can feel secure in her femininity. She doesn't have to have all that extra masculine baggage at the end of the day. Superman is like, okay, this guy right over here is not just trustworthy because he can protect me. He's also trustworthy because I know that he's good. And anything that he does, all of his powers are going to be used properly. You know, so that's the other thing that comes along with it. But they haven't they've totally missed out on that. Totally missed out on that over the last few years, last few decades.
who do you think is your favorite super Lois Lane? Hey, you can even say the one that was who got superpowers too. Tell us. We'd like to hear from you. Spirak
Hey, we're out.
out.